Class is in session. Welcome to another edition of the College Basketball Hitting the Book Show, Monday, February 16th. Ian Cameron with you. It's going to be a very quick show, brief show. No Connor Mack today. He is currently at an appointment, but he will be back with me tomorrow on the Tuesday show. This is a very, very small card, so we're just going to rip right through it, give you the bets that we like here as far as this card is concerned. We'll start with the main board. South Alabama Marshall, I like over 150, 150 and a half. I actually got 149 and a half on this total overnight. Marshall, 4 straight overs. South Alabama, 3 straight overs. Each of the last 2 meetings have gone over the total. Marshall plays fast. South Alabama plays slow, but South Alabama offensively has really started to shoot the ball better here in recent games. I could definitely see that carrying over here to this game tonight. So I am definitely interested in that game going over the total, South Alabama and Marshall. Drexel, Stony Brook. I actually would like to bet both of these teams in this spot. Stony Brook's been a team I've been able to make some money with. I would lean Stony Brook if I had to, but don't really want to lay 3.5 that many points against Drexel. I lean slightly to the home favorite in this game, but like I said, probably a game I'm not going to get involved with too much. I don't think Tarleton State's that good. I think Abilene Christian's just a better team. I'm a little surprised. Tarleton State's favored in that game. They're just not as good this year, in my opinion, compared to what we have seen from this team in years past. I think Abilene Christian, I think they can have great chance to win that game. So I don't mind taking 1.5, 2 with Abilene Christian in that game. All right, the 2 big games: Syracuse, Duke, Houston, Iowa State. I'm going to take Syracuse, and I'm going to split it first half, full game. You can get first half plus 12, plus 12.5 with Syracuse, and plus 20.5 for the full game. I think it's too many points. Duke is now 0-4 against the spread their last 4 games. They're overvalued now. I mean, the point spread has clearly caught up with Duke. Now, I'll be the first to admit it was very, very fortunate for me to cash with Clemson. We got a bunch of late points from Clemson. They hit a 3 at the buzzer to get inside the number, 13.5, 14. But definitely, I think this is a game where it's just too many points. Duke, with this Syracuse game after a big game against Clemson, bigger fish to fry on deck. Plus, we've seen Duke offensively at home, almost like, I don't want to say struggle, but they haven't exactly always been lighting it up, relying more on just, play a lower scoring game, rely on our defense, which has been very good. We'll see if that continues. And Syracuse is playing their best basketball right now, even with their head coach, Adrian Autry, under a lot of calls for him to get canned because of how tough a year it's been with Syracuse. But suddenly, they had a couple of nice home wins against Cal in overtime, against SMU. We've seen them cover 2 straight as road dogs in conference play against North Carolina and Virginia. Both of those road games they covered in defeat. I think it's a big enough number. I think Syracuse can hang within it. So I'm going to take Syracuse there. I'm going to split it between the first half and the full game with Syracuse there. And the big one, I can't wait to see this game. I'm very excited about it. I think a lot of people are. Houston, Iowa State. Right now we have Iowa State 2.5, 3-point home favorites. In this game, the total 135.5, 136. Very interesting to see this total being bet up. The over is taking some money in this game, even though it's been a low-scoring, under-dominated series between Houston and Iowa State. I'll be honest, it's a very tough side for me. I just don't like betting against Iowa State at home. I kind of lean to the Cyclones a bit here, but Houston getting 3 against anybody, really. And we know they can go on the road and beat good teams. They've done it multiple times already this year. I mean, it's such a tough side. It's a great game to watch. Don't have a really strong feel for the side. I did sprinkle on this over, though. I did. Just a small bet, because I thought of 134.5. Iowa State offensively at home, they've certainly been more efficient at Hilton Coliseum, their strong home court. And as great as Houston's defense is, we've seen them, at times on the road give up a few more points. And you also factor in they have not faced a ton of the better offenses yet in Big 12 conference play. Their bigger tests are on the way. So I could see them giving up a few more points here in this game as well. Houston, We'll see about their guard play translating on the road. That's certainly going to be a big question and a big area to look for in this game. But I think Houston might be able to chip in enough offensively as well. One thing about Iowa State, they kind of let Kansas back in the game, and defensively they kind of put it on cruise control late. This is a close game, probably. You would think it's going to come down to the last couple minutes. You could always get some late game fouls and late game fouling going on to help your cause. I just thought, obviously, it's not going to be played at a fast pace this game, and both teams are very good defensively. But I thought with where this total was at first, 134, 134 and a half, I thought it was worth a small bet here toward over the total. So that's where I'm at. I mean, I think it's a very difficult side. I kind of had this Houston, and by the way, this is the start of a major, massive 3-game gauntlet for Houston. They're at Iowa State tonight. They go home and they host Arizona on Saturday in another big game against one of the heavyweights in the Big 12. And then next Monday night, they play again on Big Monday, and they go on the road to Fog Allen to play Kansas. So you talk about a big-time 3-game stretch here to prove just how good the Houston Cougars are. And this is the first test at Iowa State tonight, home to Arizona Saturday, at Kansas next Monday. What an absolute gauntlet this is. I kind of had it mapped out in my mind that Houston was going to lose tonight, beat Arizona at home on Saturday. I definitely think if Houston loses tonight, and even if they don't, I'll be tempted to bet Houston at home because they get Arizona ripe for the picking right now. Arizona suddenly, after having that undefeated season bubble burst happen against Kansas, they've now lost 2 in a row. The loss to Texas Tech in overtime on Saturday at home. So all of a sudden they're a little vulnerable. The little cracks in the armor showing up for Tommy Lloyd and the Arizona Wildcats. So I really like Houston. If they lose tonight, I will be on Houston 100% at home. Bounce back spot against an Arizona team that's suddenly stumbled a little bit. So when you look at this situation here, I think if you made me pick, I'd say Iowa State, but I'm not crazy about laying points against Houston. I'm just not excited about that. It's a great game to watch. What I will do, whoever gets the early lead, bet the plus points on whoever's trailing. It's going to be one of these games of runs. It'll be back and forth. I don't think one side is pulling away from the other at any point in this game. So I think getting plus points with the team that falls behind early could be something to look at and consider here in this game. Not a whole lot for me on the added board. There's just a couple. Jackson State, I like them as a home dog against Bethune-Cookman. I think Jackson State, a team that I think is starting to play at least a little bit more better. I know Bethune-Cookman has had a decent year, but a really good year, I should say. But Bethune-Cookman's been a little more ordinary of late, and they do have a couple key injuries. So I think Jackson State plus the 5 there against Bethune-Cookman's worth a look. Kind of like New Orleans a little bit against Incarnate Word. I like the over in the Lamar, Texas, Rio Grande Valley game a little bit. I know Connor Mack, if he was here, he'd make a case to bet Northwestern State plus 14.5 against McNeese State because I know he's been fading McNeese State as road favorites a few times. So that's probably a Connor Mack special. I know him very well, obviously, all the years I've done shows with him. I definitely think that certainly Northwestern State might be a Connor Mack special. He'd like that side here tonight. And I like Nicholls State, too. Nicholls State is a slight dog against Houston Christian. Could be a little bit of a letdown spot. Houston Christian had a buzzer-beating victory over the weekend. Not easy to put your best foot forward off an emotional win like that. So and plus, I think Nicholls State is capable of going on the road and winning that game. So Nicholls State, slight dog against Houston Christian. I have some interest in that. That's about it. Like I said, we'll keep it a short show. I'll be honest, keep it a short show without Connor Mack today. It's a small card anyway, but we will give you a show tomorrow. C-Mac will be back, and we'll give you a good 30 minutes or so with the college basketball hitting the book show. Let's wrap it up with best bets. FB Gotti, Mark Navarez, Gorky, good luck with Houston. They're capable. They're absolutely capable of winning this game, and I could say Iowa State's absolutely capable of winning this game. That's what makes it a great game. It's two great teams. It's two excellent coaches. I love both coaches. I love Kelvin Sampson. I've been singing the praises of Kelvin Sampson for years on this show, and I'm a big fan of what Otzelberger's done with Iowa State. So it's two great coaches. That's a phenomenal matchup. Wonderful to have this kind of a quality game on a Monday night with a short slate. Fantastic. All right, let's go to best bet. for this one. Maybe I'm living dangerously here, but I'm going to make Syracuse plus 20.5 against Duke my best bet. It's just too many points. They're 0-4 against the spread their last 4 games. Syracuse actually is coming in with confidence. They won 2 in a row at home against Cal and SMU. The last 2 road games in ACC play, Syracuse covered both games. They lost by, I think it was 10 to North Carolina, and they lost by 12, I think it was, to Virginia. But they lost in that 10 to 12 point range margin of defeat against both North Carolina and Virginia. It's just, to me, too many points here. Too many for Duke to be laying here in this game. I'll take Syracuse here, plus the big number, 20.5 against Duke for my best bet. What do you think about? I don't like Tarleton. I don't trust Tarleton. I lost money with Tarleton on Saturday, and I wasn't happy about it. I'm done trusting, and I certainly don't want to lay points with Tarleton. So like I said earlier, I lean to Abilene Christian in that game. All right, great stuff. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. Appreciate it very much. We'll be back tomorrow with CMAC alongside for the Tuesday edition. I'm Ian Cameron. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the games, and good luck on this Monday night. And we'll see you again tomorrow on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, for another edition of the College Basketball Hitting the Book Show. Until then, class dismissed.